Melody Renovation Project Episode 2. As you saw in the first episode, they had bookcases mounted to the floor, and I'm talking like those IKEA Billy bookcases.
What we wanted to do was just not throw away those bookcases. They're actually in really good condition, but they were just black-brown, which didn't suit the apartment at all. So what we did was actually just buy a primer. Just primed the bookcases about 2 coats, and then after that we just painted them white.
We're going to show you what we did for the living room feature wall, and we're going to show you the complete end-to-end process. The initial inspiration to this feature wall was this YouTube channel that Jill had been following, and they had also recently done a renovation to their office.
The guy's design was really bold, lots of geometric shapes.
It did look like a really cool geometric feature wall, which is what Jill really wanted. But unfortunately in this space, it just didn't feel like it would work well and really give it that impact that Jill wanted. So what we ended up doing instead, we decided to do triangles on the corner of the feature wall so that you still get that geometric pattern, but you don't have the wall looking so busy and in your face. In terms of the process, what we initially did was we mocked everything up just in basic PowerPoint. It just made it really easy to visualize and swap ideas on the go.
So the main thing we want to do was always mock it up, not just paint on the wall straight away. Because what we realized was, yes, we had the triangles at different sizes to complement the wall and what was going to go on the wall, but the main thing was also what colors go where.
We chose to mix up the colours in a way that it would bounce the natural light properly and make sure that we actually end up with the result we want, regardless of whether it's under artificial light at night or sunlight during the day.
Yeah.
The colours we went with for the living room feature wall were 3 different colours from Tobin's. There's a blush pink colour called Cool Melon. There's also a darker kind of teal green colour called French Riviera. And then the lightest kind of bluey green colour is then Aquabelle. And this is what we put on the living room feature wall. In terms of the process, after we nutted out the design, we took some painter's tape to the walls. Once we were happy with the size and shapes of the triangles, we then started off with the paint.
Yeah. For taping the walls, we used the blue Scotch sharp line tape. It always gives a really nice finish when you paint on it. Just remember that when you stick the tape, really push it down so the tape doesn't leak through and impact the white areas in the white space. Also, another good tip is after you paint the wall, feature wall colours, is pull off the tape soon afterwards. Don't let it stay. Make sure you pull the tape off the walls.
Oh,
it's all good.
part of the scope that we signed up for in the Melody Renovation project was to do flooring. What was initially here was really dark, really old, dated carpet. It didn't feel good on your feet at all.
It was very dusty.
Yeah, you could tell that there was no TLC given to it whatsoever for many months, maybe years.
I think years.
Yeah. Whenever we do flooring, we always look either online, we also look at actual storefronts that do, flooring supplies, flooring materials.
So we did ask Jill, when you will replace the floor, what would you like? Would you like carpet? Would you like laminate floorboards? Would you like hardwood? What's your preference? And Jill preferred floorboards.
Yeah. I gotta say though, we probably suggested more the laminate floorboards as well for a few different reasons. One, this is an apartment. It's not going to be her forever home. So to have hardwood in an apartment that's most likely going to be an investment property later on, it's just not advisable. Also from a maintenance perspective, you'd have to sand and you have to polish and all that kind of stuff regularly. Laminate floors,
more cost effective as well, right? It was just really expensive.
Yeah.
It's way out of budget.
Yeah, exactly. And also durability. So laminate floorboards we find, we both have places that have laminate floorboards and it's just so durable. And these days you don't even need to worry too much about it warping. Back maybe 10, 15 years ago, the materials then would warp a little bit with, water.
And the great thing about laminate floorboards is that there's so many different styles and so many shades, different colors that you can pick to actually suit what you want your place to be.
Yeah. And speaking of different colors, so we went to our favorite shop, which was Bunnies. We just find that Bunnies has everything. We love Bunnies. We go to it all the time for flooring fixtures, paint obviously.
Most of the things we need.
Yeah. So when it came to looking at the flooring material, we headed straight to Bunnies. And showed you the range that they had just so that we could get a gauge as to what exactly she liked. Thankfully, the three of us all fell in love with this glossy black laminate floorboards range in Bunnies.
So Jill didn't want something too dark because she's already seen what dark looked like in the space. She didn't want something too light and white either because she's got white walls. And what she actually really wanted was like a really modern look. So the black butt floorboards was just like spot on exactly what she wanted.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was the right tone, it was the right texture, the grains on this particular floorboard range was just beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's what we ended up going with.
Fantastic, we found the floorboards.
Yes.
Then this is the adventure we had with the floorboards. So when we inquired, we actually realized there was a suspended stock at Bunnies, which means that we had to pretty much get whatever was available on the floor. So that meant just calling so many Bunnies stores across Melbourne. I think I called about 10 stores because we needed about 80 square meters of floorboards, which was the equivalent to about 50 something packets of flooring, and no one store had the amount we needed. So in the end, we actually had to call up all the stores and see how many they had in stock, put them aside for us. We got the go-get van and had to actually go pick it up ourselves
because it was going to cost a few $100 at least to get the floorboards delivered. So Bunnies do deliver to your door. Unfortunately though, being in this city, it's kind of very restricting because for the amount of floorboards we needed a couple of pallets of floorboards. And they were talking about needing a crane to lift it in, and we just can't do that. It's just not feasible. So we decided rather than paying a few $100 for delivery, Jill rounded up some guys and off we went in our go-get van, and we spent pretty much 3/4 of a Saturday just going to 2 Bunnies stores, grabbing all the floorboards, hauling it into the go-get van, hauling it up the lift and into the apartment. But you know what? When you see the floorboards, it's just amazing. It just works so well, so well in the space. And when you see something you like and there's enough that you can buy for your space, then you've got to do whatever it takes to just grab it. So we did.